you're surprised seeing us here again. Anyway, welcome back to our YouTube channel. Welcome back to Laurasboxx YouTube channel. And we just actually realized that the previous video we made, this one is still your name.
Sorry,
we were actually sleepy, and it was actually extremely long, and we just couldn't finish what we talked about or what we wanted to talk about. So we decided to do this another day. So if it's the first time visiting this YouTube channel, you know what?
Subscribe.
That's true. You don't learn welcome.
Fast learner.
You don't learn work.
Fast learner.
So if it's the first time visiting this YouTube video, YouTube page rather, just subscribe. I'm sure you would enjoy it. We have basically we've been doing lots of Big Brother recaps, but we're delving into other things, talk about other things. So where did we end? We just touched on basically the entire reunion show. So what are we going to do today?
We will try to analyze all of the 20 housemates.
Not analyze.
Profile them.
Okay, yes.
Profile them.
Do our own praise for what we think is their personality traits and all.
Yeah, praise.
Okay, so the last video I kept saying, I'll come back to Anika, I'll come back to Alex, and I'll come back to Sissy or whatever it is. It just sounded like Sissy. Or whatever it is.
Whatever that
do you understand? And I said, love, do you understand now? Do you understand? Do you understand? So basically, we watched the reunion show for 2 weeks. I feel like some of it might have been scripted, but I still feel they showed themselves. No matter how you script a thing, you still ask yourself. I remember when I did a movie 2 years ago, and of course I read the script, but I had to still bring in that jealous part of me, the way I would actually behave on a normal day, like the looks and everything. So even if anything is scripted, there's still another form of truth in it. So let's start with I don't even want to let's just run through the people that we feel like really do not have much highlights on the show.
Anto.
Okay.
Anto.
What do you think about Anto?
I think that she's trying too much to present I'm a good girl, I don't care about that shit, at
the same time trying to be a bad girl.
Yeah, so she's trying to push that good girl.
I would love to see praise for always analysis on her. I feel she'll have the same analysis with almost Chloe,
because
there's something clashing.
She's attracted to that life, that whole drama-filled life.
Yeah, but there's actually something clashing.
She's holding back for some weird reason.
Exactly. So there's a clash somewhere.
Yes, there's a clash somewhere.
This bad girl trying to come and some good girl trying to suppress it, or the bad girl trying to just Agaracha must go kind of thing. So that's for Anto. What about Angel? Angel is still Angel. Angel is. I think Angel wants to be heard. Angel wants to be seen. I think there's a bit of insecurity issues. I don't know why. But Saul is not exactly.
Actually, he's even the alpha male in my head, because he's the one with the whole. He's very there.
You see,
there's a
presence.
He has a presence.
Yeah. So
if Angel is somewhere, you will hear his voice. You will see him.
So why? I think so. He tries too hard. I think there's this thing because he tried too hard.
And when you try,
or maybe
that's
just his
their best to ignore you.
That's his upbringing, where he wants to just
maybe
ask me a question
or something. Maybe because I know that we have that.
So he's probably taking up that role of trying to be an oga, a master, or wanting to
try to
overshadow
everybody else up.
Basically, that's what it is. D1.
So I realized that D1. I do not think that D1 has self-awareness. He's not aware of himself. He's not aware of, so all he thinks about is trying to throw insults as jokes, and anybody who throws insults as jokes is not a comedian to me. The person is just an insensitive child.
Or you think it's just basically I don't think it's self-awareness. I think it's just basically the idea of the Nigerian joke, where the idea of the Nigerian joke where you see a lot of comedians in Nigeria actually feel like insults, being insensitive, especially to mostly to women.
Yeah.
That's what sells. Or to everybody. So I think that's just the card D1 is actually trying to play. The same thing a typical Nigerian comedian.
So honestly, we didn't see who he really is. He hid his whole personality behind his jokes. And I didn't find that interesting. I didn't find that endearing.
Okay.
Because I believe that that's not who he is. I'm sure that there's a human being behind those jokes that he was always throwing.
So
and it showed that day
in other
when
words, you're saying that
talking,
the one in the house look human being. Is that what you're saying?
Not really, but maybe you can call him fake.
I don't think it was fake.
And no,
you
I'm
can
saying
call
like
you can call D1
his
anything,
jokes.
insensitive, a nuisance, whatever,
No,
but fake.
since everybody's using the word
Fake.
now,
No, I don't
so,
think it was fake.
yeah.
I actually
But
don't think it was fake.
we didn't see his personality.
Okay.
All we saw were his jokes.
Okay, then
Bito.
Lulu. Okay, Bito. I don't know. I really can't. I don't think I want to get on Bito because still today I don't know what Bito is about. I don't know what Bito. I don't even understand the
Someone
game he played.
someone who made up an imaginary friend. I was talking to.
That's what I said. I don't even know what Bito is
His
about.
head is
So
not fully.
I'm sure even you don't know what Bito is about, and I'm sure most of you are not even interested in knowing what Bito is about.
Wow.
So let's pass Bito because I don't know. That's the truth. Let's go to Lulu. Lulu has the short man syndrome. That's one is standard.
That one is standard.
But you know, even in the reunion show, I think Lulu is intelligent. I'm not good. See, Lulu is intelligent. Lulu is handsome. Lulu, I think the thing that didn't work for Lulu is the size. Imagine Lulu being tall, dark. Then again, if he was actually short, if he wasn't tall,
I think that Lulu is that person who is aware of himself and then tries to downplay it. So I'm sure he has been accused.
I don't think
he
tries to
was
downplay.
I feel like
I think he just doesn't really have much game.
Yeah, he doesn't have game. But apart from that, I saw him try to downplay his intelligence. And maybe in the past,
you don't think you've played the intelligence. I think you've played the intelligence card. Mm-hmm. And I think for Lulu, I think he was actually very aware of his size, his body size.
Yeah, he got intimidated in the house. Because everybody else was tall, everybody else was.
That's why sometimes he did some like irrational things and whatever things he did. And coming to the reunion show, I think it was actually pretty cool. So let's just run through K-Brule. We talked about K-Brule at the end yesterday.
Yeah, we did.
So let's run through. Okay, what I actually want us to focus on now is what do you think about Teddy before I go to. Because I noticed that you had the previous video, you had quite a lot of things you wanted to say about Teddy, but you're trying to suppress it. I don't know if you're trying to suppress it because of me. This is not the Teddy show. It's
not because of
my show. So you're free to say whatever it is you want to say. Okay. So I noticed that you're trying to suppress certain things. Maybe you're trying to because I supported him. No. So what do you think about Teddy? Let me help you. Let me help you. What do you think about Teddy?
I think that he's lazy.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Maybe not lazy. Maybe it's not so ambitious. So and that is not a bad thing. But it was so laid back, and he had no competitive streak, which is why I wonder why they were bothered that Toby was so competitive, because they didn't come into a competition, so it looked like every other person who was in the competition was trying too hard.
Is it actually a bad thing? Personally, I'm a competitive person. I don't even believe in it. Is it a bad thing not to be competitive?
I didn't say that's a bad thing. I'm just saying that that's how it comes across.
Okay, you feel for the show one should be competitive. Is that
not
what you think?
Competitive. He didn't show any. There was no time when he tried.
You don't think that the relationship tried dampened him or
no. I
won't down? Because if you notice,
he became daddy at some point, but even before he became a daddy.
Daddy.
Yes, he became their daddy. So you could see everybody running to him to go and tell him, oh, this person said, this person said, this person said. That's not why you're there, or that's not why you were there. You were not there to quarrel. But even before the relationship became a thing, he looked like he was sure that between his looks and his music and his whole alpha presence, it was going to take him far.
But he actually went for 10 weeks in the show.
Yeah,
that's
he did.
Far.
I know, but I'm saying he didn't do so much. He didn't bring so much to the table. TBH.
Okay. So now that I know what you think about Teddy, so let's now. I think we can't basically profile all the housemates, whatever it is they did in the house.
Mm-hmm.
Let's come back to the reunion show. Now it's been 2 weeks of watching these people. We watched them in the house, and we watched them like for 2 weeks, like let's say 11 days straight. Do you think anything changed? Whatever changed? I personally think let me just go first. I'll touch upon people that I can actually remember. I think D1 is still D1. The insensitive, the joker, do you understand? A bit bitter, he could be bitter, you know. I think he's set in his ways. Like, he has an opinion about you and it doesn't change. Nothing changes. You know, in 1 year, I think sometimes you could even actually change your opinion about someone. For D1, nothing changes. It's just one-way traffic. Zombie, just go. Like, no retreat, no surrender. So I think that's what D1 is. He's still sensitive. He's still set in his ways. I think he has a bit of bitterness in him. As much as we say, yeah, it's good for the show and everything. I think certain things, when you begin to talk, talk too much about certain things, that will back up at you more. You sound like a witch. Do you understand? So that is for D1. For Princess, Princess is still, we didn't get to see much about Princess, but she's still the same accent, New York, Manhattan. Yeah, that's how she calls it, Manhattan Princess. And I know what I've evolved. I think her quality of life has changed.
Oh, of course.
I think like yesterday on
she has
Twitter,
seen better life.
yesterday on Twitter, somebody called, where the Big Brother called together?
Princess, Vandora, Ifu,
and somebody called them
and then the big god,
the small girl, big god people. I don't know whatever that means, but you will agree that Princess' quality of life has changed. At least she has a newborn, a new supple ass. That's one good thing. It's quite
doesn't
supple.
look good.
I don't think it looks bad.
It doesn't look good.
Why do you think it doesn't look good?
It's out of proportion.
No,
it is out of proportion. I wish you could look for that. You saw that picture.
Yeah,
I mean, it didn't look in place, and even before this reunion, all her pictures, it looked very. It wasn't well done. It wasn't a job well done, honestly.
Well, I think if you get to do it in Nigeria, you will have one side good.
No, I know people.
But I think
who
it's not
have
that
done it
bad.
in Nigeria. It's
Because
not bad.
going into the house,
the doctor has to be Nina's friend.
Whose friend?
Nina.
Why?
Nina doesn't like Princess, so the doctor is her friend.
Nina doesn't like Princess. Really?
Have you forgotten that Miracle used to use Princess to get to her?
Yeah, but it doesn't really matter right now. I don't think.
But
so.
maybe she doesn't have. She doesn't.
I don't even think they touched on that on
Both
this
of them
show.
don't have.
So basically, so I think for her, quality of life changed. Her accent is still going further, like more you go, the accent moves. But I think she comforted herself really well.
She was very mature.
She was very mature on the show. There was really no need to, even when D1 was, to be honest with you, deep down, if you ask me, I think D1 and Princess planned that thing. Because for people who could plan that D1 evicted rubbish then, I feel like, and D1 is always planning things with people. Imagine they planned something with Angel.
Exactly.
So I won't be surprised if D1 and Princess just said, you know what, no worry, man, just insult your accent, maybe we'll just trend. Because that composure was just too much. Do you understand? So I feel like they planned it. So I don't know, if they planned it fine, they didn't plan it all well and good, really. You guys gave us content, so that's the basic thing. Then for Anto, we've talked about Anto. Whatever we talked about Anto in the house is still what I think Anto was outside the house.
Nothing.
For Lulu, I think Lulu was just cool, calm, and collected. Composed himself too. Leo had a bit of lies here and there, what was that one? He said, like the last video,
where he said he didn't have a relationship with Bam Bam, so he doesn't really know about her.
No, like something about if you didn't know if she was fake or not. When he
that's
also had an opinion.
Yeah.
I can't forget the day he went to Big Brother Diary session and said that Bam Bam is playing the game and everything. So I think for Leo, he has this, the politician. I don't think he's a politician, just all those semi lies here and there. And even he tried to downplay the Cynthia thing. Maybe they were not really dating. Guess what? Personally, if you ask me, I'll say I don't even think they had anything together. I think
it was just a thing to
spite Toby and Alex.
I don't know if it's spite. I think it was just to
just spite
protect themselves. I don't think.
I think it was just to spite. They were probably, Leo was not, as much as Leo in quotes didn't want Alex.
He felt disrespected.
Not disrespected.
Like
he felt bad.
No, he said he felt disrespected.
I'm not going to he actually felt bad about it.
He paid him.
So as much as he said, oh, I didn't want Alex, he paid him. And Sissy, of course, we all know that. So I think they just used that to try to spite Toby and Alex. I don't know if they got to them, but whatever it is. Then you can't say. If he got to any of them, it would be Toby, not Alex. Alex has moved on. That's what I'm saying.
So maybe it's
Toby or Alex. Do you understand? Then for Anika, I really don't understand. I knew that. See, right from the time I've always known Anika was ratchet, even in the house.
Yeah.
She's always been very, very ratchet. But I really don't understand what she pulled off during the reunion show. Like a first semi Ogbete market woman. And for the Bam Telipe, that was really way out of line. the ifo thing, well, I think they matched their madness. But I just don't, when it comes to people's those very sensitive talk like
People's relationship, stay
or
out.
children, I think you just need to stay out. You don't say I'm not going to come, even if you don't want to come. I think it's that really, really silly. So if you ask me, I think she was actually downright silly during the reunion show. Whatever it is she was trying to do, I really don't know. But she was very, very, very silly. Then before another, what do you think? I'll leave that for you.
I don't think that Ife is a good person. I don't know how to break it down. She's domineering, which is not the bad part. But I feel like there's a lot of bitterness in her. You see, people who can keep other people's family out of their feud, out of their mouths when they're quarreling, I don't rate you.
People who can't.
Okay. I
Okay.
don't rate you. So I'm fighting with you, and the next thing you're telling me, I use my name to say. That thing she did with Leo was out of place, because when she came out, we saw her fanzing Leo's sisters. So she's saying that Leo was the reason why she was evicted is a lie. I don't
But
see her as
it's
a
part
good
of it.
person. I do
It's
not
part
see
of
her
it.
as a
You
good
can't say
person,
that's
Sha.
a lie, because the truth is, I think Leo was weaker than Ifo.
In the game, yes, but you see that voting thing, I don't think so.
Okay.
Because if we kept saying, "Oh, she has fans," if they were
Yeah, she's an
actually,
award-winning actress.
yeah, we haven't seen her. I mean,
That's true. Award-winning
you know,
actress.
let's
And even
just leave
till
that
today,
one.
I think
But
just-
I don't
don't
see
really
her
know
as a
anything
good
she-
person.
no.
I do not see her as a good person. I feel like she has some bitterness somewhere.
Okay, let's go to Bam Bam. I think Bam Bam is just Bam Bam. And after listening to Praise for Owe's analysis on Bam Bam, you see, that was, when it looked like I was trying to make excuses for her, then when, yes, I don't think she's fake, but I think she's
Intentional.
no, that's I've always said Bam Bam is intentional about everything she wants to do, and that was exactly what Praise said. If she wants to be your friend, she's your friend. If you give her a leadership role, she's doing it well. If you give her a task, she's doing it. And that was why she could win head of house, maybe more than once in the house. Do you understand? So, like, I've always said she's very intentional about whatever it is she wants to do. Yes. But on the other hand, I think that, I don't know. I don't even know what word to use. I don't know what word to use. I just hope and pray that our relationship with Teddy works. Because it's obvious that, well, she says that men have a way of hiding their emotions. Do you understand? She keeps saying that thing. But from what I saw, or from what I watched, I know they're in love. That's the standard. They are both in love. But I feel like the proportion, there's a huge gap. There's a huge proportion. Like, I feel like Bam Bam is ready to do anything and everything to secure that spot in a man's life. She's overly excited. She cannot hide it. She cannot fake it. She cannot conceal it. So I'm just hoping that, at one point, it works out for her. Yeah, it works out for her. It works out. Like Anika said, it would be a complete disaster if that thing doesn't work out. Like, I would actually feel for her if that thing doesn't work out at all. Like, I don't even think I want to, like, preempt it or sense it. So for Bam Bam, I just feel like, okay, she's good, she's sweet, let's be honest.
Yeah,
Because it takes a whole lot to actually stay calm in the midst of all those things people throw at you. Everybody, even no matter how calm you are, one day if you just even crazy, but I think she's just who she is. Even if you're fake, you can't fake it for too long. You can't fake being extremely calm and extremely easy for. This is over a year right now.
Yeah,
And if you watch her on Instagram, she's still
That's
the
how she
same
is.
thing. No matter what you see, people insult her a lot. No matter how you insult her, I have never seen a clap back from Bam Bam. I have never seen a clap back. Instead, she will tell her fans, we preach love, all about love, all about. So, you see, I don't even think she's faking it. It's just what she is. Do you understand? So, for her, I think she's still who she was in the house.
Yeah.
She's still whatever it is. Just that the love now has gotten to.
Yeah,
So
and
what's
she needs to work on confronting people herself.
Okay, what do you mean by that?
I feel like she does that thing where you offend her and she never says anything, but then Teddy comes back for you.
Was anything wrong with your man defending you?
Yeah, except I'm 12.
Okay.
Yeah, I only want my man to defend me when I'm 12 or when I'm being physically. But you see, when it comes to things like, I mean, she needs to be able to respond to people.
Okay.
You don't have to yell. I hate that part where they say, oh, because she doesn't yell. No, that's not why they think that. That's not why people think that she's fake.
Okay.
It's not the yelling part. It's the fact that she doesn't respond. It's hard. Everybody knows how hard it is. Nigeria economy is hard. So if I'm telling you I'm mad and you are now looking at me and telling me there's something wrong with you somewhere, which I understand, but I think that she should work on responding to people.
Okay. So what do you think about Teddy so far on the show? You see, I don't even know. You know, this is 2 weeks now. I've not been able to find the appropriate words to use for Teddy. I've watched Teddy on the show. I feel like it's very mature. At the same time, very diplomatic with his answers. I don't know why. Very, very diplomatic with his answers. But you know, underneath everything, the maturity and the diplomacy of whatever it is he says, I feel like you can also sense and see that Teddy in quotes cannot be with an alpha female. Like, Anika was silly when she said tame, but I think come on, tame, like really.
It's not a wild animal.
Yes, it's a very terrible word, but I don't think it was what Teddy should have lost his cool about. And you know, when he said no woman can tame Teddy, even in marriage, let me tell you something. I'm not married, but of course I have an understanding. I've been in relationships, do you understand? And I have an understanding of how marriage is. You know, when you love someone, when you are into someone, there's an influence. For instance, let me use a man and a woman. There's an influence the woman has on you. And so one can say she has stained you, especially if you were, in quote, wild. Like, also for, like a man and a woman's relationship, you know, when you love a woman, you tend to want to, over time, you just see yourself doing those things. And that's also happening you. Do you understand? Let me use Anika's words. That's also having a strong effect on you. So I think that was what Anika meant, but she used the wrong word, and of course maybe.
But he also said that he changed because he loved Bam Bam.
Exactly. So
I think that it was what saying
that caused the problem.
That
like Bam Bam said yesterday, like a lot of things had to do with words. So, but when he now said no woman can tame Teddy, it came out. I don't know. It just came out wrongly. It came out wrongly. Like, you know, it's like, okay, it's the Bam Bam type of woman I can be with. Definitely, Teddy cannot probably. I don't want to use this as an example. Teddy can probably not even be with Princess.
I don't think.
Or even Anto. Because those women are quite vocal in their dealings. So it looks like if you're not vocal, that's the kind of person.
They call it soft spoken.
Yeah, soft spoken.
They call it soft.
Very soft spoken. That's kind of person you can do it. And you know, on the line, you know, underneath everything he says, yes, we tend to support him and see there's really, really big deal there. But you can still spot a bit of. I think he doesn't choose his words carefully too. When he says, you know, women are
interested,
women are emotional, you know, you expect a woman to yell. When he was trying to defend Bam Bam, you know, you expect women to yell. I don't think every woman yells. That's the truth. Do you understand?
I don't yell.
So I think his choice of words when he tries to describe women, he needs to watch it. He needs to be intentional like his madam.
Yes.
Because Bam Bam is actually very careful. No, she doesn't only
as in
that.
she needs to like.
She doesn't.
He needs to tap.
Let's not kill Bam Bam. Please.
Okay, he needs to.
Exactly. Let's not kill Bam Bam. Bam Bam is someone on her own.
Yeah.
She doesn't need to come and try to teach you. You should see the things you want. Like we're watching now. I'm sure we've picked out some things we want to learn in different people. Even Bam Bam. I've learned a lot from Bam Bam. So I think. But Bam Bam is very intentional about her words, her choice of words, whatever it is she says. You see her trying to pick her words. So I think Teddy needs to be intentional and he needs to pick his words carefully, especially when addressing women. His words can be very offish, like very downline demeaning.
Yeah.
So that's what I think about Teddy. So he needs to actually be intentional about picking his words. It's all love, but trust me, you actually need to if you're watching. So that's what I think for Teddy. For Toby, I don't know, you can disagree with me. I think Toby is actually still very hot. Toby doesn't want to let go. Because even when he's talking and saying, hey, let's forget about it, you can still see his facial expression. It's not, he can't even fake it. is can't even fake it. I don't even, in this reunion show, I can't even tell if Toby's in a good place with Alex or if he's in a good place with Sissy. I don't even think they're in a good place. All of the three of them, like maybe Toby and Alex, Toby and Sissy. I don't think they're in a good place personally. I think Toby, like Praise said something during the personality analysis. He said Toby is, and that it's not surprising. Toby's 24 and he's done a whole lot for himself. He has a career. He had a career. He was in the banking sector and he was doing well. So according to Praise, someone like Toby would use anybody and would trample on anybody to get to where they want to go to. And that was probably why it was very close to Miracle, because I think they have the same thing. Miracle would crush anything in front of him. He will use anything in front of him to get to his destination. It's not a bad thing to be ambitious, do you understand? But when it comes to the fact where you have to use people, like I told you earlier, I said, well, the truth is, people like Toby, they're the ones who end up being president, CEO, because you just have to climb on somebody's head. Do you understand? You actually just have to. So I think that is just who Toby is. Even though this reunion show, he tried to downplay, tried to be the big person and everything, but you can still see through him that he wasn't exactly pleased. Sissy, I think somehow Sissy has evolved, or a part of me just feels like she just came pretty. Please hold on now. I know she's your girl. A part of me just feels like she just came and she's pretending about it a bit. She just came and said, okay, I'll put up this act. She's trying to be good, but she has not gotten to that place because she's quite contradictory. Today she doesn't give a damn about this, but when you now probe and there's enough pressure, she's not okay, fine, we can be friends, but I like the fact that she keeps saying she needs time. You can't exactly pressure her into doing what she doesn't want to do. She'll tell you, I need time. So for Sissy, I think she still has a long way to go. She's getting there. She's not, I don't think she's the Sissy of last time. Then again, she never fights, so I really cannot pinpoint. She's getting there. Nina is still very naive. Goodness me. Nina is actually very naive, but she's evolved, but she still has comprehension issues. She still has a bit of comprehension issues where she doesn't really grasp the question you're asking her, and she rigmaroles. She's naive, but you can see that she's evolved, she's changed, she's growing, and that's the beauty of life. When you try to grow, okay, I need to grow, I need to evolve and everything. I like the way she's approaching the miracle show. But talking about Collins, she said she thought she would come back, and Collins is doing what?
He said they have worked through their issues and that
I don't know what she was trying to. Whether there are actually men that actually forgive infidelity. For goodness sake, we forgive. A lot of women forgive these men. I beg. Is it not Two-Face that had children from different women and he still took him back? Was it not on national TV in our faces? Do you understand? So women forgive. So I wonder why men cannot forgive. Men, you need to start forgiving women when they decide to sample other things outside. It's just sampling. You need to learn. So I really would not blame her if she felt like she would come back and they would walk through their issues. Because I'm sure if you had turned tables, Nina would have forgiven Collins.
Yeah.
That's just the truth. After all, Bam Bam said it in the house that she would have, like when she talked about D1 or something, she said she could have pardoned him if anything had happened. So we can't say that she was out of line to think like that. Do you understand? So Alex, Alex has a whole lot of maturing to do. That girl has not grown in any way. She has probably grown financially. And that's the problem. You see, when you see fame and money is a very bad combination. If you don't manage it well, it will just make you look like a stupid person. That's why I keep saying that. I think first thing first, Alex should go back to school. I say it every time. First thing first, Alex should go back to school. There's a whole lot of exposure, a whole lot of maturing, a whole lot of life lessons you learn in school, the 4 walls of a university. You would learn, trust me. She needs to go back to school because that girl, I don't even know if it's a retrogression. Not financially, because at the end of the money is not everything. But there's a retrogression somewhere. Her words she's crude. She's not refined. She doesn't think before she talks. she just opens her mouth, bam, and just says some silly things that you know you cannot even take from people. So you dish out things that you cannot take, and this tears of a thing is just enough. She needs to stop it. Like, there's not anything you start crying, like somebody flogged you, somebody pinched you. You need to grow up. Like, she just has to mature. She just talks anyhow. She doesn't watch what she says. She butts into conversations. You know, when people are talking about sensitive issues that concerns them, Alex has her own thing. You ask her a question. Look at the way she went off on Ebuka. That was downright nonsense. Like, there was really no need. I'm sure before you came to the show, you guys had to sign a contract. You know what you were coming for. You just answer and just move on. There was really no need trying to. I think she was just trying to form. I don't know if her management. I think she's in a very poor management. I think she needs to change, or she needs to go to a finishing school. But there's something obviously wrong somewhere. There's a disconnect. She needs to mature. She hasn't learned anything in the last 1 year. She hasn't changed. She came into the reunion show trying to be quiet, you know, trying to act, you know, prim and proper, you know, because you could, that she was drawing. And so, Ebuka, I'm thinking, but you know, you cannot fake it for too long. You cannot say you want to act like this. Bbnaija must come back. So you could see that even in the midst of this is what I think. She's still misyan. She's still messed up with her words, with her actions, with her facial expressions. Everything just went off. Overly defensive. You don't want her to type it to Toby and Sissy and Leo. But that was what you lived for in the house. It's like telling Sissy that. It's like Sissy saying, don't ask me a question about Toby. How? When you practically lived 12 weeks on Toby. Who else are we going to ask you about? It's Toby now. Or you tell Toby, don't ask me about Miracle and Sissy. That's not possible, Alex. So I don't even know where Alex's defense was coming from, and you know, very antagonistic attitude. She hasn't changed one bit. So that's what I actually think about Alex. Coco is still crude. You know, I don't think she knows how to express herself. I think expression is also a problem where she doesn't. Did she go to school?
Did she? Maybe Unilag or something.
No, she didn't go to Unilag. And then again, even if you go to school, that's not even an assurance that you can express yourself properly. But then again, there's something. I think underneath, Coco is not a bad person.
No.
I think underneath, she's not a bad person. But I think she's looking for love. She's looking for attention. She's looking for validation from people. You understand? So she tends to want to go overboard and, you know, do things that she's not supposed to do. So that's what I think for Coco. Like they said, she has two serious conflicting personalities. That was what Pray said. Like, not even serious conflicting personalities. That's what Coco has. So that's what I think about Coco. Who do you think was the star of this reunion show? The star of this reunion show. Who would you call the star of the reunion show?
In what
Who did it for you? Who tried? Who was the star? Who would you you look back in 2 weeks and say, oh, this person really did well in this reunion show?
Honestly, I'm biased. It's Toby. He's the only one who offered a public apology.
Okay.
He was the only one who offered a public apology, and I think that was a lot of growth from the Toby that we knew.
Okay.
And so I like that he has grown. Bam Bam also did well because she sat through a lot of things that I would have reacted to.
Okay.
So she did for me.
Okay.
Who else?
Who disappointed you or just felt like, oh, that's who you are?
Alex and Ifu. I was disappointed. I believe I wanted to imagine that everybody had gone back to the drawing table and had seen. I mean, for Alex who claimed that she was keeping clips of the show, I think that she should have gone back and said, okay, this was how I was. I want to work on this, but it didn't look like they had worked on anything.
Okay, for me, I think for me, the star of this reunion show for me, Bam Bam, she was just, even her inputs, she had, you can see that she's actually a very wise person. She had great inputs into the show, so you can see she's actually very wise. She's grown from even the Bam Bam. She's doing well, even for herself. So I would say Bam Bam. And I would say Princess. She comported herself so well. She didn't butt into things that were not her business. It wasn't bad. And finally, I would say D1. At the end of the day, the reunion show is for content. It's for trying to improve the ratings, which he did. there were 3 days out of these 11 days that the
That he
show
helped us.
was a complete mess,
He helped
and
us.
he helped us. So if you look at the bad part of it, the negative part, I think D1 actually did. If you ask me the letdown for the reunion show, people that disappointed me, I won't really say disappointed, or still set in their ways. I would say Ifo, Anika. I won't even really say Ifo. Ifo, this is who Ifo is. Anika disappointed me. Till today, I'm still shocked. Like, really, why? What is it
What's
for?
the bad blood?
What's the bad blood for and everything? So Anika actually disappointed me. Alex, well, I was expecting that Alex would have grown. I really wanted her. I really wanted to see like serious improvements. Even I came into the reunion show thinking Alex will not fall my hand. She could not grow and everything. I think she actually, she disappointed me. One person that actually did well was Bbnaija. I think Bbnaija really did well with this reunion show. It was an opportunity for him to revamp himself, and he helped him.
He did.
We had an opinion about Bbnaija, but he was able to change at least 60% of whatever opinion people had about him. So I think Bbnaija used this.
He gave us a new image of
reunion
himself.
show for himself very well, like really, really well, and that's what it is. I think every opportunity or a second opportunity should be an avenue for you to showcase a better part of yourself, which Bbnaija really did. So for that, people that were just there for me, and the rest were just there basically. But these are my, the best and the letdown. Rico was actually, I don't know, Rico did not even have much content. He couldn't even talk much. He had nothing. So, and I'm wondering, this guy stayed for 11 weeks with basically no content. I think that going forward, Nigerians need to actually start voting with sense. We cannot take out people who give us something to talk about and keep people like Rico in the house for 11 weeks. And the housemates also need to do well by nominating properly. You need to, nomination last year was actually cack. In the words of someone I follow on Twitter, she likes using the word cack. It was actually rubbish. So I think new housemates should go in, be very strategic with your nominations, and viewers should actually vote with sense, because there's really no reason why Anne took him the second time, and really no reason why Rico stayed for 11 weeks with nothing to talk about. And there's really no reason why Big Brother should have brought someone like Bito into that house. He had nothing to offer. That's what I think. He had actually absolutely nothing to offer. I'm sure during the audition they should have seen it. His personality is just very way below. Do you understand? So that's what I think. Do you have anything you want, like something you want to add?
Nothing. We've said everything. We've said basically everything.
So there are rumors that the show will start next week. I don't think so. Like I said in the previous video, Ebuka is not around. Of course, we all know his wife is pregnant. I'm sure she's going to have a baby. I'm sure. They didn't tell me. I'm just speculating that she's going to have a baby. So he's not around. So I don't think the show can start next week. Except maybe we have another host. Maybe she come and use me as host. I would manage. Just pay me some money. Then, whenever the show starts, though, we would communicate using our social media handles, Laurasboxx and LBX Media. So if it's your first time coming on this show, please subscribe. Use the subscribe button. Subscribe. You would love it. And whatever opinion, if you think that we've made a mess of our opinions, feel free to counter it. Feel free to give your opinions. What do you think about the housemates? I'd like to know who did it for you for this reunion show. Who do you think changed? Who was a letdown? I'd like to see your comments. Use the comment section. So follow us on our social media pages, Laurasboxx and LBX Media, both on Twitter and Instagram. Subscribe. If you want to sponsor something on this show, or you want to advertise, you want to place your ads, then just contact me using laurasboxx@gmail.com. So thank you so much for watching. We'll be back soon by God's grace. So thank you guys. Bye.